As an Indiana poll worker, you have plenty to do to get ready for Election Day, from setting up the polls to obtaining and organizing the proper materials. And remember, you'll also need to make sure your polling place is accessible to voters with disabilities. It's required under law, and it's the right thing to do. For voters arriving at the polls by vehicle, your polling location should have clearly marked and accessible parking for people with disabilities. Accessible parking spaces must be close to accessible entrances. Routes from parking to accessible entrances must be clear and have curb cuts to access sidewalks. If the accessible route uses parking lot surface, there should be a marked crosswalk. If your polling place provides any areas for passenger drop-off, at least one of these areas must be accessible. Voters arriving via public sidewalk or bus stop should also have access to accessible entrances. Accessible routes should be wide enough to accommodate wheelchairs or power chairs. If the main entrance is not an accessible entrance, signs should clearly point the way to one. And the accessible entrance must be open the same hours as the rest. Accessible entrances should be equipped with accessible doors or a person to open them. And entrances with steps should be equipped with a ramp or other aid. Accessible pathways should continue inside the building, and the path from the accessible entrance to the polling place should be clearly marked and free of obstructions. All routes should be clear of obstructions, and protruding objects should be detectable by people who are blind or have low vision. The same goes for the polling area itself. If possible, it's always a good idea to have poll workers stationed throughout the path traveled by the voters in case any voter has questions or requests assistance. All voters have the right to vote privately and independently, and no voter can be denied the right to vote because of mental, physical, or sensory limitations. Know the guidelines and procedures for those voting with assistance and for using your polling place's accessible voting machines. Every polling place is required to have at least one. Remember, every vote matters and every vote counts. If you have questions about making your polling place accessible or about how to assist voters with disabilities, call Indiana Disability Rights at 800-622-4845 or email us at info@indianadisabilityrights.org.